This past few days been really hard for me. I was going through a lot of emotional healing. There's one specific situation where I just wanted to tell you guys as an example, just maybe someone can relate and somebody have a deeper perspective on it. How the childhood trauma resurfaces in my relationships, for example, with loved ones, especially with my husband, somebody who I have to deal day-to-day basis, and how somehow um, some reactions to some simple things that you would think that would be simple can get out of proportion. For example, when I was talking to my husband and he called me on the phone, I was talking to him and he asked me a simple question on if I would be okay with him taking in overnights for this upcoming few days, couple nights. And when I start saying out loud that no, yeah, I do have a his little word, literally he said if I have any objections. So I said yes, I do have objections because of this and that. It's gonna be hard for me. I'm exhausted. I'm overwhelmed. Like, like that you're gonna have to sleep during the daytime, obviously, because you're working at night, and I have a lot of activities. Trying to explain myself, but then he goes ahead and at the end, well, he's complains why I'm upset, but he's kind of getting a little bit of the my emotional state, because I was getting upset why he asked, because he knows my preferences. And like I already told him before, a lot of times when we used to have the arguments about that I don't really need his permission to work, because work is work. I am stay-at-home mom. I have my work at home. As for now, I'm choosing to be at home with my children. I love to be with my children. I just need a better structure and organization. And uh, if I would be working, I would hate my partner to be always nitpicking. Oh, why didn't you come earlier? Oh, what is that? What is it? Why is this? Like, I would hate to be somebody be angry with me when I'm trying my best to, for example, to work for my family. So I have complete understanding why he has to pick up some shift, or why, like, I know how hard he works. Like, I love my husband. I completely think that he's really good for me, like, even though we trigger each other a lot, but without those triggers, I think the healing wouldn't happen. So when he said that specific word that, oh, but I have to, it it basically made me explode, and I cursed him out, which wasn't nice of me. I got really angry. I yelled on the phone, because this, for me, I thought about it later, of course later on, but for me that was the my childhood trauma resurfacing. I felt as I was just little me. My mom never really paid attention to me in the words of connecting to me, interested in what I have to say, unless she needed something from me, unless she needed me to agree on something, and then she would uh, sit me down, connect with me, talk to me, look at me. And that's the scraps of connections that I got, because it felt that this is the, like, I knew that at that time that this is the only way I knew how to get love, and how to be um how to be in this relationship. This is the only way I knew how. But growing up, I have, like, my feelings telling me that it was not something actually right, not, it was not a right way. This is not actual, like how you emotionally somebody meets your needs. It made me feel very, like, betrayed. Like, I understood that it was not right, and this is fake connection all the time, that was happening, fake connection. That's why I learned not to give any trouble to my mom, agree on things, because she rewarded me with when I agreed. She rewarded me with her connection and attention. She used to say that, oh, I'm so glad your brother is such a troublemaker, but you are, like, my understanding girl. And she used always tell me that how proud she was, that even from little, when I was little, I would be always understanding of her feelings. And I feel very angry about that. My little child, like, little inner child, feels very angry about that, because that's not right. Like, I should be able to e- express how I feel. Like, even the point where she placed me in a boarding school. I know it was the best decision she made at the time, but I hated in that, like, boarding school. I was bullied in that boarding school. Then for another 2 years after that, I, like, what, seventh and eighth grade, I lived in grand with my grandparents in a village for a few years as well, until I graduated from like a high school. Well, I didn't really graduate it. Like it's a little different schooling system in Russia, but until I left and I went to college basically. And then very little time after college I moved into a different city, so I um was living on my own like very early. So, and I never really had like, I always wanted to be close to my mom. I always needed her in my life. I wanted her love, I wanted her attention. And this was how she gave me the attention. This was when she was proud of me, when I was completely this strong woman that took take care of myself. Like I take care of like emotions and stuff. Like, oh yeah, I can do this, like, like this is when she rewarded me basically. And that's how I grew up to be very like I hate to be under somebody's depend on somebody. Like it was such a struggle for me when I married my husband, and then we lived with his parents, and for a little bit during the COVID time, and then that I have to depend on him as for now, like because he works and I stay at home mom, and I have to learn how to be okay with that, because it's just such a, it feels it feels very like unsafe. Like I feel very powerless. That I know it's not true. It's just my perspective. It's just the how my like inner child programming talking. So basically I understood that this anger just pointing at what I was what I'm still healing, or what is still, there's a big chunk of trauma. It sits there, and it makes me um to the point that I have to explode, because I don't want to let anybody else treat me the way I've been treated, because I already know that it's not that the way I want to be connected. Some kind of a fake connection where somebody says, oh, are you okay with that, and just completely ignores what I'm saying, and just the decision already been made. Then what is this about? Which is like, I talked to my husband. He said the wording was like he just wanted to make sure that there was no any important appointments. But just the way it was worded, like I'm pretty sure nobody has really, nobody has bad intentions. And I told him I still had to over explain myself until this day. I have to explain why I felt this way, why I screamed. I had to apologize. And it's just a deep drive of like, okay, I want to do this so people understand where I'm coming from, that I'm not this terrible person, that I'm not, so they don't abandon me, so they still love me, because I'm really afraid of, I guess, losing as this person, like my mom, right? If I'm gonna show how I feel really, then I'll be completely cut off from my mom's like connection or my mom's love. Like that's the core of a thing. So hope it helps.